During the McGregor training camp, I was, you want to listen to this one, with him during the entire training camp. If you go back and you look at that fight, if you look in the ring, I'm actually in the ring during that fight. I walked out with him and I was in the ring the entire time, which was incredible. So one day he says, hey, RD, I'm going to take you to LA with me and I'm going to shoot Jimmy Kimmel and James Corden. So I want you to go with me. I'm taking my girlfriends and one security guard. So I said, okay, Badu, and I think Ray, 2 security guards, his girlfriend's assistant, Kichi, God rest her, and myself. He trains 8 hours. 8 hours. And he's like, come on, let's jump in the plane. So now after training 8 hours, we fly here. First stop, Jimmy Kimmel. We're on the lot of Jimmy Kimmel. We get stuck in the elevator.
What?
Yes, we're in the elevator for an hour. Floyd has an iPod, old school one, but diamond encrusted with diamond encrusted earphones. I'm like, yo, champ, we're stuck in the elevator. Doesn't even break a stride. Just listen to his music, laughing. I'm like, we're going to be here for a second. He's like, doesn't even care. Doesn't even break his... Nothing. Like, nothing happened. They let us out of the elevator. We go on Jimmy Kimmel. He hits it out of the park. Jimmy says, dang, Floyd, you got a good smile. Floyd says, well, I try not to get hit. He says,
That is crazy.
Crowd goes crazy. Jimmy shows a picture of Floyd with a bunch of money on an airplane, like $5 million. He says, Floyd, how much money is that? He says, it's about $5 million. He says, where'd you get that, from the ATM? Crowd goes crazy. He goes, no, you actually call the bank and you place the order and they bring it to you in a Brinks truck. He goes, really? He goes, man, you should have a Brinks truck. He goes, I do. He goes, I call the bank. I tell them to bring me $5 million. They get the $5 million together and they deliver it the next day. He's like, wow. So he does the Jimmy Kimmel interview, which is great. You should watch it. Hits it out of the park. Now we go to James Corden. So now we've done one talk show. We flew from Las Vegas and he trained for 8 hours. James's people come in and they start talking to him. And they're like, Floyd's like, just get out. I go outside. I'm talking to the producers. I said, listen, this guy's training for the biggest payday of his career. If you have a question, just ask him. They said, well, where's the manager? And Floyd points at me and he says, him, talk to him. I'm looking around, I'm like, who? Talk to me? I said, champ, what do you want me to tell him? He said, tell him whatever you want to tell him. You're the manager today. I go out there and I said, look, you can ask him any question you want. There's no questions off limits. Let's just get this on the roll. So he does James Corden. Now it's getting late. Does 2 talk shows, trains 8 hours. It's like 1 a.m. now. Well, I was driving a 6x6 Mercedes at the time, the white one.
I remember.
So he's like, man, I'm a little tired. Can we stop and get a Mountain Dew? I'm like, yeah, for sure. So we pull in the gas station, get a Mountain Dew. We hop on the plane. We fly back to Vegas. I'm exhausted. I'm like, you know, it's like 3 in the morning now. I'm like, champ, that was some of the most fun I've ever had. I've been to Tokyo with this guy, Singapore, Macau. I've been everywhere with him. I've learned so much from him. One of my, best friends and mentors. I said, thank you for that. I had a really good time. Thanks for letting me be part of something so great. Such a big fight. Two of my favorite talk shows. Thanks for letting me tag along. I appreciate it. I get in my car, give him a hug. I head to my hotel. I pull into my hotel. We are all in the group chat. They write in the group chat. I look at my phone. It says, come to the gym, Floyd's about to train.
What?
I called Kichi, God rest her. I said, is this for real? They're like, yeah, and you better be there. He knows if you're there or not. I'm like, man, I'm exhausted. So he trained for 8 hours, flew to LA, did two talk shows, flew back to Las Vegas, landed, and went and trained again. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go. So he trains again. After he trains again, I'm like, man, now I know what it takes to be the best in the world. Consistency, dedication, and hard work. And I got to see it firsthand from the biggest athlete in the world.